Greetings, this is Matt Nichols. I am the coordinator of instructional technology for Mesquite ISD, and we're going to be looking at Seesaw today. I've got a great panel to talk about Seesaw, some of the best. And so without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting with Denise.
Hi, I'm Denise Dalrymple. I'm an instructional technology facilitator for Mesquite ISD.
Solis.
Hi, I'm Chris Solis, and I am also an instructional technology facilitator for Mesquite ISD.
And Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca Rogers, and I am also an instructional technology facilitator here in Mesquite.
All right, and at this point, I'm going to kind of hand this over to Rebecca. She's kind of the Seesaw guru, so she's going to start sharing screen and kind of walking us through Seesaw. But before we kind of really get to sharing the screen, I'll let you kind of start moving that direction. Why Seesaw? What do you like about Seesaw?
Seesaw is a great app that is very user-friendly for especially our younger students and anyone who is using shared devices especially. It allows a QR code sign-in, so you don't have to deal with the students having to type in a long username and password. It's very intuitive, user-friendly. It has a lot of different options for students to share their work with each other. And it allows them the opportunity to comment on each other's work. So it gives them a chance to practice digital citizenship skills in a safe environment where the teacher still has the option to moderate the comments and moderate the post. And it also has an option for parents to connect an app to it that allows them to get notifications when their child posts work. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how to get started on Seesaw. This is the screen that you will see when you go to the Seesaw website. And the website is a little different. It's not seesaw.com, it's seesaw.me. So this is the screen that you will see. And if you are a teacher, I'm going to walk you through how you would set your class up. So click right here to show that you're a teacher. And then the easiest thing to do for you guys would be to do a teacher sign-in with Google. That will keep you from having to remember another username or password. It will connect with your Mesquite ISD credentials. So if you click that, it will log you in. I have a few test class going, but I'm going to walk you through the process of creating a class. You can see right here, there's a button that says Create New Class. If you click that, you can name your class. And then you're going to select which grade you teach. And then click the check mark. It has an option. It says for your student sign-in mode, they can either sign in with a QR code, which is what I recommend for shared devices, or if you have one-to-one devices, then they can sign in with their email address because that device will already have their email address connected to it. But if you have shared devices, I would go ahead and stick with the QR code. If you have one-to-one, you can switch it down here, use email, sign in instead.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yes.
Also with younger kids, that QR code sign in would probably be the way to go, right?
If they have one-to-one devices, it's already going to have their Google sign-in in the device, so they could just stay signed in to the app if it's a one-to-one device. But if not, or if it's easier, just stick with the QR code. Here's a green check mark at the top, so I need to click that. Then this is where you're going to start adding your names. I'll just add you guys. I'll say Matt, Denise, and Chris. Okay, and then I'm going to check when I'm finished adding the students, and it's going to create your class for you. All right, so from here, this is what the teacher will see once you have your class created. Seesaw is very good. You can see the Get Started with Seesaw video. It's prompting me to watch. That's good if you're getting started. It will give you even more information about some questions that you might have. I've got my class list on the side. When you want your students to start accessing it, down at the bottom of the screen, you can see where it says student code. I can click on that student code, and that's where I get the QR code for the students to sign in. If you are using, because Seesaw works on iPads, laptops, Chromebooks, it works on any device. It only works on the iPads with the app. But if you were using a computer, you could also have them, if you don't have the option to scan a QR code right then, you could get a text class code. This is a code that's only good for 1 hour. So if you were using it, you'd give them this code, but the code will change the next time that you try to get that code up there. Then the students could join with the code, the text code instead of the QR code.
Now, can you print that QR code out, Rebecca, and post it up somewhere in your classroom?
Yes, if this is something that you plan on using a lot with your students, like in stations or just using it throughout the day, I recommend printing that code out. You can have it somewhere in the room. If you wanted to, you could have it somewhere at the kid's desk if it's something you're going to use quite a bit, because that QR code will stay the same. So that's a great question. You could definitely print that out, and that is a great idea.